The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by SIDEBAR, its guests, callers, and advisors are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS Verizon Media Group. SIDEBAR, a 103.5 The Beat podcast, is a production of IlTV Studios and may not be reproduced or represented, in part or in its entirety, without the express written consent of Verizon Media Group. SIDEBAR is the intellectual property of Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
This is SIDEBAR, 103 The Beat podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, and today we are, I guess technically this is still Arawaki.
Yeah, this is the Arawaki.
Right, we are out Arawaki with Reno Summers, RJ from
10 Summers Adventures.
10 Summers Adventures. It's on the shirt. I was trying to look around. You are a jet ski operator.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I don't want. Let me not pigeonhole you.
Mm-hmm.
You are a excursion guy, entrepreneur.
You say like a water sports operator,
right?
And then / I do concierge, try to hook tourists up with different activities to do throughout the Bahamas.
All right, so what is that like? Tell us a little bit about what all that looks like on a regular day for you.
Well, from what everyone sees, they see a lot of fun, but it's actually a lot of work. You gotta have time to deal with the messages, deal with the operations, and all the machinery and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun, but then it's a lot of work also. So.
All right, so you guys operate from in the back of Arawaki.
Well, right now we're at the bay where we do tours. So we do online bookings. Once people book online, whichever tour they want, we transport it at the bay, and then we take them out from there and take them on the tour.
All right, so how did you get into this? Because I think a lot of times they'll see people on jet skis and they'll be like, they just assume somebody just randomly buy a jet ski or that doing some jet skis in their backyard and it's like, let me just go take it out. Like, how did you get into it? What was your motivation into pursuing this as a career?
Well, for me, it's really a family business.
Right.
My grandfather, they were one of the first set who brought the jet skis over here to actually rent. It was him and three other guys, him, another guy called CJ, and another older guy called Nine, also known as Benji. They were like the pioneers of it. So from there, it just came down generation to generation. So I've been doing it all my life.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people, their parents do different stuff, but like they don't necessarily follow in that path. What made it something that you said, I want to do that, as opposed to doing anything else?
But growing up underneath it, I just fell in love with it. It just became a passion, and sometimes all I do is eat, sleep, drink jet ski.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy interacting with the guests and meeting people also.
Yeah. Now, when you say tours, all right, what is a tour for a guest look like with a jet ski?
Well, we have different tours, as in we have one that you go and check with the Bahamas, and then we have one that takes you to the Pig Island.
Okay.
If you try to go in the back of Paradise Island to avoid the harbor,
right,
where it's so busy. And then we have an Atlantis tour also, where people get to ride and take pictures with Atlantis in the background. Okay.
All right. So a lot of it is about you helping to, I guess, mold memories and stuff for the tourists.
And also safety.
Tell us a bit about safety.
Well, see, with the tours would help keep the riding in a more caged scenery, instead of you just picking a jet ski, go there and you freestyling while they're going all over the place.
Yeah.
So once you go on the tours, people get to see more, and then it's more safe. And if something was to happen, an operator's right there to give the system on the guide.
All right. So there is more to it than just jumping on a jet ski.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's really the experience, you know? That's why you'll see a lot of jet ski companies. It's something water sports or something jet ski. I change it into adventure, because once you take a tour, it's actually an adventure. You get to see more and actually get to see what the Bahamas get to offer.
All right. So one of the things that I want to talk to, I mean, I'm glad that could talk about the business specifically, right? But another aspect that I want to talk to you about, and we're probably going to talk about it after we come back from the break, is you're a father, right? And this is Father's Day is coming up. You have your son integrated into the business, right?
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about, because you say your grandfather was the one who kind of influenced you, and how you see that as almost like do you see it as a legacy and all the different type of stuff? I want to touch on those things when we come back from the break. But we're going to take a quick break. So, you are listening to Sidebar 103 The Beat podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back after this.
Take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
Welcome back to Sidebar 103 The Beat podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, out here today with 10 summers, not 100 summers, 10 summers, adventures. RJ, in a way, you come from I'm going to say a legacy of water sports enthusiasts, because you say your grandfather started it, but now you have your son involved in it. How did that happen? Because you could have just left from home.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So how do we get to the point where your son is out? Well, let's start at the beginning. What's the first time that happened? What did that look like?
Well, I think the first time it was a day when he was 2. And my mom, she brought him out to the beach, and for me, being under my dad and my grandfather, jetskis and stuff.
Right.
I said, I think it's time to take him out for a ride. So I might take him out for the ride, and he just eagerly grabbed the handle and started to just go along. He wasn't scared. And from now, whenever he has some free time and I'm going to work, he's always trying to come and tag along. I can't even leave him.
So now this is the question, right? Because you're saying from when he was 2. A lot of people find it difficult to communicate effectively with young children, right? You're talking about, this is machinery. This is an actual machine, right? It's fun, but it also could be dangerous. How do you get him to say, okay, these are the rules, this is how you follow it? Like, how are you able to engage with him on that level?
Basically from a lot of my videos on YouTube also, he stay at home and he be watching a lot of it, and he learn basically a lot on his own, because I have like certain videos to show you like different safety stuff to do and what not to do, and when he come out here, and he actually come into the field and see like how it is, like during the day, certain things, I'd pull him aside and tell him, okay, you see how that person was riding, and you see what happened. So you must do this and do that to avoid certain stuff. So,
Right.
and so he's a quick learner, fast. Like once you tell him something, he figure it out. And he's gifted. I mean, be real, he's just gifted, talented.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I saw him in the video explaining to the tourists how to operate the jet ski. So does he? I want to say like not necessarily do tours, clearly not by himself or anything, but like he's integrated as a part of the thing whenever he's around.
Yeah. So this sometimes this would happen. It's like because he's around, running around and stuff.
Yeah.
And let's say we have some guests come in, and it's a big group, and I'll probably be teaching one person and someone else teaching another person. Because he see us do that, he would come in. Sometimes when you look back, you see him trying to teach it to people by himself.
Right.
So when I see that, sometimes I try to put my phone out so I could catch a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's how it would really be going now.
Yeah.
He's like a sponge. He just walks and he try to do what we do.
Yeah. So I mean, like for you, as a father, there must be some level of both pride. Well, specifically pride in seeing not only him trying to emulate you, but then him doing a good job of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what is that like for you to see that? Do you feel like I'm sending him off on the right path? Mm-hmm. Like, what goes through your mind when you see him? Like you stand back and you see him doing all these little things. Mm-hmm. Like what's going through your head?
Honestly, it makes me proud because it shows me like he's eager to assist and help with the family business. Like he already knows what to do, and everything he does is like just falling right in place. So it makes me proud. I'm glad to keep it doing.
All right. So now, if he's watching you, and then one of the things that you guys do like I'm going to say tricks, mm-hmm. Right? When I was talking to Gabby, right? She's like, "Oh, I know you will be upset because you see them doing tricks." I was like, "No, it's different because this feels like a closed course." So like on television, you always see people when they're doing the cars racing and stuff. At the bottom of every car ad, it says, "These stunts were performed on a closed course." Mm-hmm. Right? They ain't going in the middle of the road, speeding all over the place. So it's different, right? And so you're in a lagoon, right? So you're not amongst a bunch of moving vehicles. First of all, there's no moving vehicles here. Mm-hmm. You're in the water. There's no boats going past while y'all doing these tricks and stuff. So it is more or less a safe environment. Yeah. But even with that still, like how do you navigate when you see him like saying, okay, I want to do this or whatever, in terms of training him or teaching him how to do things effectively? Like how do you navigate that?
Well, first thing, his number one rule is that he knows like only to get on the jet ski when I'm present.
Okay.
So be ready base, that's the number one rule. And
so he ain't just jumping on random jet skis.
He knows that.
Yeah.
So once we go on, I'm always there with him, side by side, and he knows when I give the signal like when to do this or do not to do that. So he already knows what's up.
Okay. Now, you said earlier that even though your grandfather was in the business, he was always up and down. Mm-hmm. Do you find some level of like, I don't want to say relief or comfort, but like, what does it feel like to also, at the same time while you're making a living, because everybody got to go out, do their job, but you also get to spend time with your kid. Mm-hmm. You're building these core memories and stuff with them. And then it wouldn't be a situation where it's like, yeah, daddy used to care about me, but I only ever see him like on the weekends, maybe, whatever. Like, does that bring you some level of joy to know like you're with him so much?
Yes, it's full of joy. And what's going to even make it better, I have a second son, Rion, but I'm trying to he's still a little young, I'm trying to get him used to it. Like him, he's still a little afraid of it, so I'm trying to break him into it. That's why you won't really see him as much.
Right.
Once he hear the jet ski start,
He said, that's not for him.
But that summers he was just like that too, but it's just a breaking point.
Yeah.
Once you break the fear, then that's about it.
And then you get them used to like the water and all that different stuff.
They love the water. Simple as cutting on the shower, the tap water. They want to be playing in the water.
Like, do you think it's because it's hot or just?
They just love the water.
You know, I was having this conversation literally today. It's like the difference between childhood and adulthood is if you see a slip and slide, and you have to think about whether or not to use it. Like if you say, I would, but then you reach adulthood.
Yeah.
If you see a slip and slide and say, can I go on? Then you're still a child. Because even if you slide in it, an adult's gonna be like, I wonder if any rocks underneath this thing. I want to brace on my knee.
Right if the kids run, I see them having fun, boy, I probably ain't reached that adulthood yet, because I can slide with them too.
But that's because you send them out the test it. The children they're born flexible. They just be bouncing all over the place, so
They ain't taking twice.
It's a little bit different. So like I'd be hesitant, right? But I mean, like, so that's him now calling you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, asking if he could go get a Kong salad.
Yeah.
Right? Right. And so it must. How long has he been on? Because you said you brought him out when he was 2.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now?
He's 6 now.
6. So that's like 4 years, 4 summers, 4 to 10 summers so far. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That he's been out here. He's been working alongside you. Do you feel like, has he grown? Are you with it in terms of like his confidence, in terms of how he interacts with people, how he interacts with the machinery? Like, how have you seen a development with that?
Big development. Like, he's so overconfident now. Like, certain things he does, I have to tell him, like,
Calm down.
You're still a child now. Like,
Yeah.
is he like hanging around and seeing so many and meeting new people too? Like,
Right.
he's not even afraid to talk to him anymore. Like, he's getting so used to it. Like,
See, and that's the thing. That's one of those skills that people often have to. It takes a while for them to develop to be able to have a conversation with a stranger, right, without it being weird or awkward or whatever. But because you have him inside this tour guide framework, right? He's going to have to be able to engage people politely, start a conversation, give instructions without it being like. And those are transferable skills. I say that because right before we started the second segment, one of the guests was kicking a fit about another tour guide.
yeah.
Right? And so we'd take 10 seconds, you had to go over there and diffuse the situation. While we were over here, he's screaming, he mad, flying up in everybody's face. 5 seconds later, y'all dapping up, and then you come back over here. How do you get to that point in terms of being able to say, all right, I'm going to take control of the situation, but at the same time, you didn't go over there and like out screaming, right? You didn't go over there and say, man, I can punch your head off if you don't shut it. Like, you went over there and you disarmed the situation. Where is that skill coming from?
Well, growing up, it wasn't always jet ski also. Like, sometimes I took a break and I used to work in the hotel field too, like hospitality. So I know about customer service and customers seeing it. Like, a simple reply can cause a whole chain reaction. So I learned to simple if their time is up, they did a half hour, they do 30 minutes, but they still complaining they have an extra 5 minutes. It won't hurt me to actually give them the extra 5 minutes, because when they go back home, they going to tell their family members what they did on the trip, who they rode with. Oh, I did 30 minutes, but he still gave me an extra 5 minutes. So they'll recommend other people to you. And it's good for the Bahamas too, because they'll recommend other people that, hey, still travel to Bahamas, even though they have to travel with ice and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And so, I mean, the only thought inside my head is say, so you're saying that the police should do Bahama hosts and go to the tourists, but police should do like 4 months in the hotel first before they go on the roads. But that's me. I'm saying that, not him. I'm saying that, right? So you took the stuff that you learned while you were in the hotel, and then you instilled that in your son. right?
Yeah.
And like, was there ever a point where he's like, why I gotta say that, or what, or was it, once again, like everything else, this is the way it's done because this is what you said?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because we on a break, we working on that right now as we speak.
Okay.
'Cause when we come home sometimes it's like, how many tourists you spoke with today? You'd be like, one or two, like, so as I keep asking him, like, he's talking to them more, like, when he come home, he want to say, Daddy, talk to 5 of them. Or the next day, talk to 10. So the more he get to talk to them, he get to learn and meet how different people's cultures are.
And work that muscle of interacting with people.
So, and once he be able to, he knows certain people and like where they from and how certain cultures are, he could be able to know how to handle the situation different type of way.
Yeah, and then I also see it as, I want to say conflict resolution and problem solving, because once you interact with people, there's conflict always comes about, right? If you're around somebody long enough, there'll be some level of conflict. But conflict resolution is figuring a way, how can we resolve this without either us freaking out or whatever, right? And so, in a way, the way I see it from the outside, and you can tell me if I'm on the correct path, the skills that he'll be learning out here during the summer are things that he could then take back when he goes to school. Being able to speak publicly, being able to talk to people, being able to interact with people, all these things that he could take to school, take in the real world. I mean, he's in the real world now, but in the real world, whichever direction he decides to go in. And so that's how it looks like to me. I don't know if that was your intention when you first started, or was your intention just, this my son, I'll make sure you know how to do the things.
Well, when he first came, it was really that at first, but as I see he progress and the way he moves and stuff, I just started to like, it's like he's learning at the same time and I'm learning at the same time. So when I see certain things happen, I just try to mold it and structure it so it'll be as positive as it could be.
All right, awesome. So we're going to take one more commercial break, and then we're going to wrap it up. This is Sidebar, coming back. A What If to Be podcast powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back after this.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at IlTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Sidebar, 103 The B podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Don't worry about the trucks in the background. I am out here at Arawaki with RJ from 10 SUMMAZ. Water adventures or just straight up adventures?
Just adventures.
Just adventures. All right. You do jet ski rental and tours, but you also do boat and other.
Banana boat and tubey rides.
All right. That's y'all don't do the parasailing or anything?
No, but we do bookings for the parasailer. We have people.
Oh, you have vendors that you work with?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So we're talking a bit about the water. We're also talking about family because it's Father's Day. You're a father. You got your son out here. You're showing him the ropes, right? And then I think it's important for people to see younger fathers in not this, because it's often you just have a general negative light of fathers in a general sense. Like in the specifics, here and there you see good, but then it's like you don't see enough of the good, so you just usually just see it as a negative. It's like, I don't think there's, so a lot of people have a negative view of jet ski operators.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they'd necessarily be like, they'd see you as this model parenting, I want to say icon, but a parenting model. But you are, because you have your son out here with you. You're training him in ways to interact with the public, but also it's skills that's going to better him in general, right? That's what we would talk about in the first two segments. I want to pivot a little bit, and it's still around the same general area because you have two sons, all right? One younger than the one that's out here helping you with operation stuff. But when you have kids, you have to think about the future, right? And I want to kind of get your perspective on that. Like, when you look at them, are you concerned about what their future be in a general sense? And then I want to talk specifically about different stuff. But are you worried about the state that the world might be in 10, 15, 20 years from now? What's going to be here for them? Like, are these things that cross your mind when you look at your kids?
Well, I mean, it depends, because I ain't gonna say like nothing in the world will affect us, but I train them as into try to avoid certain situations and try to plan ahead of time. I always tell them, jet ski is what you want to do as when you grow up. Like, it's sure this is what you want to do, just to keep him to know like
it's other option.
What I want to do, or
right.
I still have other things I could branch off into. Because at first he always say he wanted to be a pilot. He loved planes. He wanted to be a pilot. Then he loved cars. It sounded like he loves to drive.
He likes to move.
Yeah, he loves to move. So.
I mean, also he's 6, so it's like, I mean, he could go through a couple more iterations.
Change.
Right.
Whatever he changed to, I'm backing him. He got my full support. I can always be there for him.
So when your next son tells you, say, Dad, I want to be a librarian. I want to own books. I want to sell books. I want to work inside a bookstore. You got to give him the same level of support.
He better have the best book around. He better be the best librarian around. Like, you try to teach him, but try to be the best.
Right.
Even if you're not the best, still try. Like, push.
Aim for that.
People see your persistence,
Yeah. So not part of the thinking of the future, right, is things like the ocean, because we're constantly hearing about between climate change and how our waters are being affected. As somebody who is constantly, day to day, you're in the water or you're around the water, is that one of your concerns about ocean health and how good? Because I mean, we push it as one of our main products. The condition of the product, does that worry you, or do you feel like we're moving in a better direction than we were originally?
Well, from what I see, it looks like we're moving in a better direction because a few years ago, like in the backyard, like it used to be like an eyesore. But if you look at some of my videos, like over the years around it, you can see like it was junky and all like the water doesn't look mucky and nasty. But as I see a lot of people coming out, they testing the water and stuff like that. See, they're moving in the right direction now.
In terms of like keeping, I don't want to say clean, green, and pristine, but they're attempting to manage the water so that it doesn't slip into, I guess, disrepair or anything. Right. Yeah. So you're hopeful in terms of that. You're not overly concerned with. And well, the question really would be like, have the tourists ever complained about the water quality, or when you take them and they say, "Oh, what's that?" Or
well, the most I could say is sometimes they're a little afraid of the enclosed area, so we take them out.
Yeah.
Like where it's a nice little shallow area where they can see more beauty and they can take more pictures and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's the most out of here. Like, is there a little prettier spot where you go?
Yeah.
So once you come out the cut, all around is beautiful. I can tell you now, everywhere on the outskirts, it's beautiful around there.
Yeah. And so, but it's not usually any complaints, because I know by Clifton Pier at one point people used to be complaining about the oil slick, because you know where they bring the oil on for BPL on that side. Like sometimes the oil is spilled, and so when people go diving there, they come up and they cover it all. But that's not an issue.
No, that's not an issue at all.
Yeah, and then most of your tourists, most of your guests, are they coming from the cruise ship passengers, or they just walk up? So how's it?
Well, most of my guests right here, it'll be online booking. So I'd say about 40% will come from cruise ships.
Right.
They'll be the set that they book right there of the same day.
Right.
Like you see someone book like ahead of time, it's usually hotel guests.
Okay.
I got a lot from the cruise ship, about 40%.
And then, but you have like online booking.
Yeah.
So
online
like
and Airbnbs.
So are you within like a network of people, or is it word of mouth where, because you said somebody has a good experience, they tell their friends and family. I noticed you have a significant presence online. So is it a word of mouth thing like that, or is it or Airbnb, you say, hey, I offer this, so let them know if they're looking for something to do X, Y, and Z?
Well, basically I do my own little twist of marketing for it.
Right.
As I meet tourists and guests out here, I would walk up or show them this is my Instagram, follow me, and as I do the tricks and post the tricks, a lot of pages would share my tricks. People trying to figure out who these guys is doing the tricks. So they click on my profile, see that we rent jet skis and we do all kind of other stuff. So it goes on like that.
Yeah. And so where did you learn that from? Because was that also something that you learned in or while you were at the hotels, or is that just something that you just picked up?
Nah, that's just me playing around with Instagram, different social media sites, and just learning the algorithms.
Yeah. So like, how? Because this is your own business, right? You used to be in the safety of working for somebody else, but you branched out into this. While it's still tourism, it's still hospitality, it's also, if it rains, then you can't go out. So it's still like there are factors that you don't control. How were you able to then take the step forward and say, no, let me go for this thing. Let me invest in this, and let me make this work.
See, well, this type of business is different with the weather situation, I would say. So what we tend to do, we try to work every day. So when you see it rain or weather's bad, water rough, we use those days as our days off.
Right.
So sometimes it may rain for the whole week.
You say,
that's like
vacation?
a vacation for me, you know? So
yeah, but I mean, like when you first started, right? What gave you the courage to say, let me leave the security of a salary job and work for myself, and then eventually take on other people to work for you? Like what was the point where you was like, let me go and do this?
Well, working with my dad and seeing how the hotel was,
Yeah.
I used to sit back and like, man, it should be like this, and they should do it like this. So, as me watching how they do their style of work, and watching the hotel do their style and hospitality and all that stuff, I just put it together and then I just add my twist. So, I was confident to say, well, invest and do on my own because I already seen the problems they had in hotel and my dad. You see the problem, so I fixed it.
Yeah.
And try to add something else. So, I was confident in doing it.
Yeah, and I'd imagine it must have been aggravating to be, if y'all just tweak this or y'all do this, but that might not be their focus. So I don't, even though hotels now have more and more, what do they call it, attractions or things to do, not a lot of them are like, well, let's take on this, because they see everything moving is a liability. So they're going to be reluctant to say, let's have the hotel have jet skis, let's have the hotel have banana boats and stuff, whatever. They're going to be reluctant with that. But you're saying, because then you're interacting with the tourists every day as well. And so from that, you're like, there's an opportunity there. Let me grasp it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it difficult when you first started, or?
Yeah, you know, when you talk in business now, when you first start, it's always going to be difficult. First, when you first start, like, in my mindset, I wasn't even looking for a profit at first. Like, I just wanted to get it going. And once I started doing my little strategic marketing and stuff, it started to build and build. So after that, it just was a norm. And I just felt comfortable and
that's a level of, because that's one of those things that you hear people say it. I think that people often forget it though, because most new businesses fail, right? And then I'm trying to remember what the statistic is. It might be for restaurants or it might be for a small business in general, but like half of them close in the first year, right? Because it's so difficult. But in your mind, you're like, you just wanted to get not just the process started, but the infrastructure in place, as opposed to looking at when am I going to make a profit, right? And then you were certain that once everything was in place, that the profit would come. Yeah. So
what you said about it, okay, when you start a business, some people have their capital they use to start the business.
Right.
See, if some people would use their capital, as in, let's say you have 10,000 as a capital.
Yeah.
Change your capital like 15 or 20. Use the 10,000 on the business and have that spare for your losses for that first year.
It would be so lost.
It help you to back you up until you might need 2 years to really branch off and really brand your product.
I get a name for yourself on there.
Yeah, so you have to use that money to at least sustain yourself and your business for a whole year, year and a half, however long it takes. Because it probably takes one person to actually share your brand or advertise your brand, or someone be able to see someone famous with your brand, and you can blow up from them. But it's tough now. It sounds easy, but it's tough.
I mean, I'm not going to say it sounds easy. It sounds straightforward. But straightforward, the difficulty with everything straightforward is the implementation. So the discipline to actually say, well, let me stick to the plan. Because like you say, you do this, this, and this. But in the moment, somebody be like, man, cheap, I go back to the hotel, man.
Yeah.
I out in the sun every day. I only get days off for the rated, but it's a passion of yours, and you figured out a way to make it work. And there's a lot of people, they're entrepreneurs, but sometimes at the expense of spending time with their family. But you've been able to somehow integrate both family and business together. And so for that, I commend you. We're going to take this the last break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up. This is Sidebar, What Are They to Be podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back.
At Island Lock, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
Is flying here in Denver. Oh my!
Welcome back to Sidebar, 103 to B podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, and RJ, I'm going to hand it over to you. What do you want to leave the people with?
Well, first off, I want you to follow my pages, 10 Summers Adventures on Instagram and 10 Summers on TikTok. But I want everyone to know that the jet ski industry, we working on it, trying to make it a better and safer place. And to all the other jet ski companies out there, I'd want to say, well, try to implement more tours, more jet ski tours, so that people be more safe, and work on trying to do an online site, try to do more online bookings, so you can help the tourists be more safe instead of just walking around and talking to anyone. They can actually go on the site, see that, okay, yeah, this is a site, they take care of people, they got good reviewers, let's book with them, and you'll have a safer Bahamas for dealing with tourism.
All right. Thank you so much, RJ. And thank you so much for joining us. This has been Sidebar 103 to B podcast, powered by IlTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. True God still.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madeira Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at IlTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?